thought to myself, why don't I just make like pants for this? It has a skirt, but it would be nice to also have pants, right? So I got this. Look at this, the red. So I thought Palazzo pants, that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna use this to make pants for this, and let's see how that turns out. Ah! Let's do it. So for this project, I'm making use of 2 yards of Ankara fabric. First thing I did was lay my fabric down on the table on fold to get my front. Then I put my tape on minus 1.5. That is going to be for the band of the trouser. And then from that point, I'm going to mark my hip line, which I use 8.5. And then I added 2 inches to get my crotch line. And then I'm going to mark my full length down at 45. I'm just going to fold that in later, and then I'm going to mark these lines across so I can start applying my measurements. So now I'm just going to roll this up line just so I know that that's my waist. So I'm going to make a line right here to indicate my waist line. So from this line now, I'm going to apply my waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that and 1 inch for sewing allowance. I'm just going to apply that to this waistline. I'm going to mark out 1.5 inch before I apply my waist measurement, just so I can be able to get a curve to the hip later. Then I'm going to mark my hip plus 1 inch sewing allowance on the hip line, and then I'm also going to mark that to the crotch line. Then I'm add 2 inches so I can be able to get my curve, my crotch curve. Then I'm going to curve this all the way to that waistline. After that, I'm going to come to this side and create my hip curve and mark that out. Then I'm going to use a straight rule to make the straight line down all the way to the length of my trouser. Then I'm going to mark the same thing to the other side as well. After doing this, I'm just going to cut this out and then place it to get the back. Now that I'm done with the front, I'm just going to take it and use it to cut out the back. So I'm going to fold my fabric in 2 again, and then I'm going to place my front to the back. When you're placing this, you're going to make sure that there's at least 3 to 4 inches from that crotch line left, so you can be able to get your back crotch. So for the back crotch, you're going to need 3 inches added to the front crotch. So for this, you're just going to make a straight line at the crotch line and also make a straight line up at your waist. Then you're going to mark out that 3 inches for the crotch extension, and you're going to mark 2 inches from the side of the crotch like this all the way to the top, and then you're going to add to extend the back by 2 inches as well. Then you're going to connect these points. After doing that, you're also going to mark 2 inches all the way down to the length of your trouser, and then make a straight line with that connecting the points. After that, you're going to come to this waistline and place your tape at that new cross line of the back so you can be able to get your new waist for the back, so you don't come and end up with too much of the waist, so your waist can be nice and fitted. Then you're going to make that new point. Now I'm going to connect the back waistline to the front waistline with a straight roll like this. You're going to connect them to meet the sides, because when you sew them, they are going to meet here by the sides, so the sides, they have to be the same. After that, you're going to mark to connect to the waist. You're going to mark the back waistline to meet the hip line, so you can also get the curve at the back. Please, if you don't understand what I'm saying, just look at what I'm doing, because I don't even know how I'm going to explain this thing very well that you can understand. But if you are looking at what I'm doing, you're going to understand what I'm trying to explain. So just follow what I'm doing, and you also end up with the same results. After I was done, this is how the back and the waist look. You can see that the waist line of the back is looking higher than the one in the front. So now I'm just going to mark my dart lines. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to mark them and also mark where they are going to stop, so I can take it to the sewing machine and do the sewing. After that, I'm going to take it to the machine, sew the crotch lines close, and also sew my darts. Once I was done doing that, this is how everything looked like, all the pieces sewn together. So I sewed the back close and then the front as well, and also sewed down their darts, and then also pressed it down. So now I'm going to sew the sides of the trouser and then sew the middle parts of the trouser close as well. Once that is done, this is how the trouser should be looking. I left the space for my zipper. I'm just going to attach my waistband right now. I made this waistband with the width of 2 inches, so I'm going to place it on the wrong side of my trouser, and I'm just going to stitch that down. Then I'm going to turn it over and press it and top stitch it on the right side. Now I'm just going to take this to the sewing machine and stitch that down. Once I was done doing that, this is how my band looked like, done and stitched down. Now I'm going to attach my zipper to that zipper space that I left. Then I'm going to mark the length of my trouser, which is 42, and I'm going to hem that down and give it a good press, and the pants are done. This is how the palazzo pants turned out to be. Like, this is so amazing. I really love how this came out. It's looking really beautiful with the top. So a little bit of the fabric was left, and I decided to use it to make like this little top that I can wear it together with the pants. And I made that, and this is how they look together. This look really awesome. It looks like a jumpsuit. Like, no one would even know that this is like a two-piece. You'll just think that it's a jumpsuit. But this is just, I'm just so glad how this turned out. Like, this is so awesome. You can style this in like so many ways. These are some of the ways that you can style this. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow for more, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.